I recently spoke with someone who's been promoted into a senior leadership role, and I heard him complaining that he couldn't understand what his boss wanted from him. To give some context, the person, let's call him Pete, had previously been in charge of a team of national account managers responsible for millions of pounds worth of sales annually. Now, Pete did very well and was elevated to the position of a director. What Pete was struggling with now, and it became almost immediately obvious, was that he was still managing where in reality he should be leading as well. Now, what's the difference between those two? They're not the same at all, but there's not one phrase answer to the question. The truth is, you need both, and if you confuse them, you'll end up either inspiring people into chaos or organizing them into apathy. Let's talk about the difference between managing and leading, and why the best leaders know when to switch hats. Imagine you're a sports team captain. You tell everyone what they should be doing and work around changes on the field. You are managing the game. You're responsible for tactical decisions, and the team's success for that day rests on your shoulders. But how motivated will the team remain if you don't paint the vision or the core reason why they're playing in the first place? This is where a leader steps in. He or she lays out the why, an overarching reason for all the activity. Let's say, in this instance, it's about winning the championship. So the manager is there to say how, and the leader explains why. Let's deconstruct it a bit. Management is about processes. It's task oriented, it's focused on planning, organizing, measuring, and optimizing. Leadership is about people. It's emotion oriented, it's focused on vision, influence, culture, and inspiration. Managers keep trains running on time. Now, leaders decide where the train is going and why it matters. What I need to stress here is that no one is better than the other, but they play very different roles. Here's what happens when you manage without leading: work gets done, but no one is invested in it. Teams hit goals, but they feel disconnected. People do follow instructions, but they don't grow or stretch themselves. It's efficient, but uninspired. You might retain order, but you lose momentum. And worse, you might lose your best people because high performers don't just want to execute, they want to believe. Okay, let's flip it. When you lead without managing, you cast a compelling vision, but no one knows what to do on Monday morning. You energize people, but there's no accountability or structure or reason. You inspire, but you don't deliver. Passionate, but chaotic. This is where you get burnout, you miss deadlines, there's plenty of great ideas with no follow through whatsoever. Leadership without management is just a hype. The true magic happens when the two work together. Imagine a team where people feel connected to a bigger purpose, but also know exactly what the role in that purpose is. That's the sweet spot. As a leader, your job is to constantly toggle between these modes. When someone is lost in the detail, just zoom out, lead. When someone is spinning in big ideas, zoom in, manage. Let's talk about some common traps I've seen and fallen into myself. The overmanager. You double down on structure and process, but the team feels micromanaged and uninspired. The flip side is overleader. You keep pitching the big picture, but things just aren't getting done, and people feel frustrated. Probably the worst one is the unaware leader. You don't realize which mode you're in or which one your team actually needs at that very moment. The key here is self-awareness. You need to know your bias and intentionally cultivate the other side. So how do you build both muscles? If you're more naturally a manager, practice storytelling. Communicate why something matters, not just what or how. Try asking vision questions. Where are we going? What does success look like? How will this impact the future? Now, if you're more naturally a leader, build habits around planning and follow throughs. Use systems, delegate, but with clarity. Ask execution questions. These can be: what's the first step? What's the risk? How will we track progress? What are deliverables? The best leaders lead strategically and manage operationally. They can zoom in and out without losing sight of either end. Let's summarize this. As we progress from junior managers to seasoned leaders, we all need to embrace that the senior roles have a complex structure, and there will be a need to frequently change the hats that we wear. Now, from my personal experience of 20 years in management, it is always easier said than done, and I am yet to meet someone who always gets it right. But we need to persevere for the sake of our teams and organizations because they don't just need direction or structure, they need both. If this struck a chord, drop me a comment. Are you more of a manager or leader by nature? What's your growth edge right now? Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. And remember, great teams don't follow managers or leaders. They follow people who know when to be both. See you later.